What's up, guys? John here, JohnMorrisOnline.com, back with another video for you. So I got this comment on a video I did a while back. So it says, I don't get the Upwork bit. Why would anyone from the first world work on Upwork? It's page after page of ultra low price, massively vague trash. Just click the clients and see their histories of payouts. $40 fixed to freelancer X, $10 an hour to freelancer Y, average paid rate $12.50 an hour. You have to search far and wide through profiles to find any client that isn't like that. Why would any Western developer in their right mind attempt to get work on a place like that instead of just getting a job? So the first thing that's interesting to me is it's always like it's sort of juxtapositioned as Upwork or get a regular job, right? Whereas, I mean, you can freelance and not freelance on Upwork. So a lot of times what I'm noticing for the people that sort of go after Upwork is they tend to be disparaging of freelancing in general. And their advice is just to go get a regular job. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat for me why I don't go get a regular job. Because I make more money and work less than I would if I were going to go work a regular job. I'd have to get up and go work 9 to 5 in some office and get all dressed up and do all that. Whereas being a freelancer, doing what I do now, I haven't gone into an office for 8 years. I haven't had to sit there and work a sort of fixed hourly hours in a day for almost 8 years. Like, there's lots of reasons why, as a Western developer, I would not want to go get a job and freelance instead. In fact, I would be willing to make less money for a lot of those things, but you don't have to. So that's first off the bat. But I wanted to point out something about when we get into the numbers here of the average paid rate and this sort of thing, job history, etc. And this comes from Freelance to Win. This is Danny Margulies. He talks about Upwork and freelancing too, and I think he makes a really great point here. So he says, for one thing, averages are one of the most deceiving ways to measure just about anything. That's why con artists and politicians are always telling you about the average this or average that. The main thing averages are good for is helping you trick yourself. And I'll prove it to you. Check out the screenshot below. It's an Upwork job I just ended, except instead of me being the freelancer, I'm the client. As you can see, I paid the freelancer $50 an hour and left her a good review too. But if you look at the average hourly rate I've paid as an Upwork client, it's nowhere near that high. You're starting to see what I mean about averages being deceiving. The truth is, Curtis, I'd love to find more great copywriters I could hire for $50 an hour. I posted a job on Upwork a couple months ago, and I would have loved if you had applied. So he's answering somebody's question along this similar line of thinking. And so there is sort of this symbiotic relationship, right? If a client if a client has two freelancers in front of them, they'll both do the same thing. They'll both deliver the same amount of quality, but one's going to charge $50 and one's going to charge $20. The client most of the time is going to hire the one that charges $20 an hour. And so the fact that you have freelancers on there that are charging these rates it affects when you look at the average of the average hourly rate that someone pays. So that's something to keep in mind. Most clients that I've ever worked with are willing to go much higher than their average hourly rate that they pay if they feel the person is worth it. So, and the other thing about that is specifically when we're talking about web developers and so forth, like these people that are on there and do a lot of hiring, they don't just hire web developers, right? So they may have hired a transcriptionist at $10 an hour. They may have hired, somebody to post some content into their WordPress blog from a Word doc and paid them $8 an hour or something like that. The average hourly rate does not mean that's the average hourly rate that they pay just developers. So again, it can be very, very deceiving. And if that's all you're looking at, then you're just tricking yourself, as Danny says here. And so then if we just go over to Upwork, and I sort of was messing around in here, but I just type in web development, and actually let me clear these filters real quick so you can see here. But if I just do web development and look for the number of jobs sort of in that category, then let's just do here web development. It's 16,133 jobs, okay? So this is any and everything. You can see there's clients 0 spent, 0 spent, 0 spent. And it is important that, and I talk about this all the time, I go through this in a lot of detail in my freelancing on Upwork course, but you can very easily filter this out. So go to 10 plus hires, go to payment verified, check on intermediate and expert. You could do just those. You can even do by budget if you want, but if you just do those and you close that filters, you'll see there's 3,921 jobs in website development. And if you start to look, okay, 5K spent, 2K spent, 10K spent, 20K spent, 70K spent. And if you click through here, sure, what's the average hourly rate? $15.28. But I bet if you were to go through here on most of these, look, 82 hours at $70 an hour. Okay, this one was a personal assistant, so that was even that was $21 an hour. 16, 14, and I'm sure if you could look at all these, you could go on down the list. But the client, their average hourly rate might be 15, but you saw down below they just did $82 at $70 an hour. So don't let this fool you. Find good clients who, again, have spent money, have payment verified, they've hired a decent number of people. You should absolutely do that part of it and filter for that. But you saw I could do that in about 3 clicks. So to sit there and say you have to search far and wide and it's all this work and oh my gosh, it's so tough and you'll never find it. Like, you don't use Upwork, clearly, because if you use Upwork at all, like, you know that's not true. And at the end of the day, the reason why I'm on Upwork, why other people are on Upwork, etc., and why, you know, I've used this as a tool for my freelance business is because you can find good clients, you can make good money, and you can do it. For me, is a lifestyle that I much prefer over to a 9-to-5 job, having some boss breathing down my neck and all that crap. So you just need to know how to use the tool at the end of the day. And it becomes obvious when you listen to these people who sort of hate on it that they can't use it, like, because they don't understand how it works and how easy it is to deal with all these little objections that they have. So it is what it is. That just means more for us. Of course, if you want to learn how to use the tool, learn everything that I've learned over 14 years of freelancing, how to, use the Upwork algorithms to your advantage and all of that, and start getting work from day one and so forth, then check out my Freelancing on Upwork course. You can go to upwork101.com to learn more about that. Check out all the reviews there of people who've actually taken the course, the results they've got, and so forth. So again, upwork101.com, and at that link, you'll see a big yellow button. It says start your 2-month free trial on Skillshare. You can get free access to the course with that trial. You get the full course plus all my other courses, all the courses over on Skillshare. You get full access to them for that 2 months. You can take the entire Upwork course and any others, cancel anytime before the 2 months is up, and you never pay a penny. So if you want to learn this stuff, learn how to use the tool right, learn how to get work, and add Upwork to the tools you use in order to get freelance work, then check that out. Again, upwork101.com. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.